Where we left off, yes. Yeah, we did that. Yes. Okay, good evening. It is Tuesday, October 19, and it's 5:01 p.m. A1, opening items. Opening items. A1, call to order. Janet?
Trustees present tonight are Trustee Magallanes, Trustee Alvarado, Trustee Lorenzo Calderon Jr., and Trustee Ciro Calderon, with Trustee Romero absent. You have a quorum.
Thank you, Janet. A2, pledge of allegiance. Would you please stand up? Put your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Call to order for the continued regular meeting of the Board of Trustees for Calexico Unified School District, as provided in Government Code Section 54955. The board adjourned and continued its October 14, 2021 regular meeting of the board to today's date. Today is October 19, 2021 at 5:02 p.m. And we are reconvening the continued regular meeting dated October 14, 2021 to address and complete the business items on the agenda for the October 14, 2021 meeting. Thank you. So at this point, we're going to pick up where we left off, which is on item L4, Insurance Committee.
Good evening, Board. Superintendent Gonzalez, we have had some productive Insurance Committee meetings. We have one coming up on the 26th. We have had some requests from both associations to have additional meetings to share information, which is really good. We had one yesterday with Julie Revore, who you know from Keenan, but she also invited Kim Lyons from CISC. So she provided firsthand information regarding CISC and some of the benefits that are greater benefits that we have now regarding second opinion on cancer diagnosis and some other type of specific surgeries and things. And the information was well received. We're looking forward to the 26th, where we will have our insurance committee representatives from both ACT and CSEA present. And the insurance committee has been asking a lot of questions and requesting a lot of different information that Julie's been great at providing. So we're looking forward to our next meeting coming up.
Thank you.
Okay.
So at this point, Dr. Thurman, so the board would like for all parties involved and all parties interested in the item to make sure that everybody has the right information and that everybody gets the complete information, so both associations and the district can make an educated decision. Okay, I think it is imperative for this school district to make sure that we offer the best services available to our employees, not only our unions, but to every employee in the district. And we start by making sure that they have the right and clear information. So let's hope that happens. I think you're on the right track, having these meetings with the insurance committees and inviting everybody involved. So thank you for that, Dr. Thurman.
Thank you very much.
So that was item F4, Insurance Committee. ROP Committee, Mr. Calderon Jr.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to be covering the IROP update from September 10th to 2021 through October 11th, 2021. Career Specialist has contacted all the CTE teachers and to introduce themselves and offer their service at Calexico High and Aurora High School. Coordinators contacted CHS administrators to request access for Career Specialists to be on site. Currently, IVROP is working on getting clearance from UCSD to be able to return to campus. And if we can expedite that, Dr. Thurman, I would appreciate it, so we can get these people to work. Also, documentation has been submitted. Career Specialist presented virtual resume workshop to 7th grade at CHS students on September 15, 2021, October 11, 2021. Career Specialist met with 9th grade counselor Ms. Ibarra to schedule career assessments for the 9th graders from October 25th through the 29th. 18 career and technical student organizations, CTSO members attended CTE leadership training on October 1st from 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Contacted Willie Moreno Junior High counselor to schedule career assessment workshops. Dates are pending. Next step, follow up with 9th grade counselor Ms. Ibarra, who requested California Career Zone Interest Profiler activities on March 2022. Follow up with the district regarding the clearance. Some of the events that are coming up: Regional CTE Advisory Meeting, General Session on October 26, 2021 via Zoom. Public Service Summit, IVROP, partnered with IBC to offer public services, senior students to opportunity to meet agents and officers from the Imperial Valley to have hands-on experience with various stimulators. And that's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Calderon Jr. I-5, board reports. These are informational reports by board members. No action is taken. Ms. Magallanes.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I would like to share couple of things that I was able to do within our district. I was able to meet with Mr. Ocampo. He gave me a tour with Mr. Gonzalez, and then I had a trip to the FRC with Mrs. Armendariz and Mrs. Limon. I had the opportunity to experience the great work they do, and also with Mrs. Yanez, really how the program works with English learners. And I just want to give a big thank you to everyone, because these visits that I do to learn is for me to make better decisions here as a board member. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Magallanes. Mr. Alvarado.
Good evening. Thank you all for being here for our continued second part from our previous meeting. I just want to add that I attended the Southern Border Committee meeting that was on the 14th. No, correction. It wasn't the 14th. It was on the 7th. During that time, they went ahead and drafted a letter, actually coming from the Board of Supervisors for the county, to our local representatives in regards to opening up the border. I don't know if you guys did catch some of the news, but I believe starting November 1st, they're going to go ahead and open up the ports, which was somehow affecting, our access to our students located on the, west side of town. With that said, just want to thank everybody for being here. Thank all of our employees. I know it's continued, struggles with everything going on. It's something that hopefully coming to an end pretty soon, I'm hoping. But if not, I think that we could go ahead and, all work together in order to make things better for all employees. With that said, just thank you guys, and thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Mr. Alvarado. Mr. Calderon Jr.
Good evening, everyone. I'll be brief today. As I said the last board meeting, we have an issue with discipline at the Calexico High School campus, and I believe that we have an item today to discuss regarding an SRO for that campus, and I believe that we should make it as a priority to hire the SRO, and I believe that we are going with the sheriffs, Imperial County sheriffs, and I think that whatever needs to be done needs to be expedited so we can get that officer on our campus. And for the rest, congratulations to all the athletes. They're out there still, doing what they're supposed to. And I wish them the best this season. I mean, we have a lot of athletes that are coming up, and hopefully this will be your year. Again, thank you and for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Calderon Jr. Thank you, everybody, for showing up for the continuation of our meeting that started last week. The job of the board president is not an easy one. As a board president, among many other things, I have to make sure that we follow the rules. And that puts me in a very tough situation when it comes to, in this case, public comments, because I would love to let everybody come and say what they need to say. However, we need to follow the rules. We need to make sure that the bylaws that we have set, that other previous boards have set for us, that they are followed. However, that doesn't mean that those bylaws cannot be changed. Okay, so I'm torn when that happens. I'm torn between allowing people to speak, but also following the bylaws. But again, there's nothing that says that those bylaws cannot be changed in order to make sure that we allow the public the right to speak at these public meetings. So with that said, I want to thank you, everybody, for coming to our meeting. And I want to let everybody know that everybody is welcome to come and speak on any items that have to do with Calexico Unified in a regular board meeting, of course. When it's a special board meeting, it's only 4 items on the agenda for the special board meeting. Other than that, again, thank you. We have been having issues, like Mr. Calderon said, at the high school, and I think they are being addressed. And I think they will be addressed as soon as we get the contract going on with the sheriff's department. Also, at this point, I would like to ask the board to support having a audit on our business departments. On the business department, and to make sure that we are spending the money in the way that we are spending that we're supposed to be spending the money. This is for transparency, and this is to make sure that everybody knows what is it that every single penny is being spent from the taxpayers' money. It is not the district's money, it's the taxpayers' money. So hopefully, down the road, we can give the superintendent direction on a fiscal audit to our business department. Other than that, thank you, and let's continue with our meeting. Item I5. I6. No, not. M, discussion. M1, new construction building furniture at Calexico High School. Mr. Calderon Jr., I believe this was your item.
Yeah, I asked for this item to be placed on the agenda again. This is a company that bidded during our bid for school furniture. As you can see, they were here last week, and they gave a presentation. What kind of bothered me at the time that this company wanted to present, and they were not allowed to present. They have presented. In fact, this company has even offered to pilot some of these furniture. And to see, I know that we had issues with the sizing of the furniture and so forth when we first opened the 2-story buildings. And they say that their warranty matches, if not by far, the other company and the pricing. So I'd like to see if someone could take the time and look at this company, see what they have offered, and see if it's even worth going to that company. But if what they told us, they're willing to pilot some of the classrooms to ensure that the teachers and the students are comfortable with the furniture, and also make adjustments in the event that there needs to be adjustments. And I believe that in itself is something that has never been done in Calexico. So with that said, I leave it floor for everybody else.
Do you remember if the company makes furniture only for classrooms, or is it also office furniture?
I believe they make for everything.
Okay, for everything.
It's not just school furniture.
Okay, all right, thank you. Anybody else? Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Calderon Junior. That was M1.
So do we have any direction on it, or we just? no
Well,
discussion?
this was just for discussion.
Okay,
At a later point or for the next board meeting, we can put something for,
okay. I'm good.
for action, discussion, possible action. We did N1 already, right? Yes. Okay, thank you. Oh, action items, consideration and action approval of the following items. O1, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Chapman University for unpaid practicum and internship fieldwork practicum agreement for August 1, 2021 to July 31, 2022 school years. Is there a motion? Motion by Mr. Calderon Junior. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Alvarado. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 4-0. O2,
Can I ask a question before we go on?
go ahead.
What's the status on the MOU with the sheriffs?
So, we received word that Deputy Shepard is who we're working with at the Sheriff's Department. So he's reached out and scheduling a meeting with Calexico PD. So I think, as Ms. Elisa Ramirez explained last Thursday, what Chief has indicated for the Sheriff's Department is that he is requesting that there be an MOU agreement between Calexico PD and the Sheriff's Office
Okay,
before there's an MOU that's signed with the district.
Okay.
So that's where we're at right now.
okay,
Thank you.
thank you. And I think, I know we already covered N1, however, I don't think we had discussed that issue. So we need an MOU between the two agencies before the Sheriff's Department can come and work with us. Okay, thank you. So that was item, so we did O1. O2, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Point Loma Nazarene University for fieldwork practicum for September 1, 2021 to August 31st, 2024 school years. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Alvarado. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Calderon Junior. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 4-0. O3, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Point Loma Nazarene University for student teaching and clinical practice partnership for September 1, 2021 to August 31st, 2024 school years. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Alvarado, second by Mr. Calderon Junior. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 4-0. O4, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Renaissance for Renaissance Mayan News and Renaissance Mayan Reader for subscription license. Is this, Elisa, is this new, or Mr. Gonzalez, is this new, or is this?
Right, so this is to increase literacy. So Reading Renaissance is a program that we've used. And
Okay, so this is continuing using the program?
it's different from AR.
It's different from AR.
Right, and Ms. Ramirez can.
So it's
give us
not
more
like AR where
information.
students read and get points and they try to, gain through points. It's more of a literacy component of Renaissance.
Oh, okay. So it's still, is this going to have some sort of reward system like AR? Because we love the way the AR work because it rewarded students for reading. So is this going to have something like that as well?
We're trying to promote literacy without doing competitions. So our goal this year, working with Lucio and Mr. Padilla and Ms. Carmina Ramirez, our district librarian, is we're trying to promote the love of reading instead of making it into a competition.
Okay, thank you. So that was A04. Is it a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Alvarado. Is there a second?
I second.
Second by Ms. Magallanes. All those in favor, please say aye.
No.
Aye. Motion okay, and Mr. Calderon Junior, you're no?
No.
So motion passes 3-1. Voting in favor are Ms. Magallanes, Mr. Alvarado, and myself, Mr. Calderon. Voting against is Mr. Calderon Junior.
Did
Go.
we skip all three?
No, we did all three, did we?
We did? No, I don't think so.
We did, right?
Yeah, we did all three.
You did? All right.
Yes. So that was 04. 05, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Renaissance for licenses for students at Cesar Chavez Elementary.
So moved.
There's a motion by Mr. Calderon Jr. Is there a
That's the
second?
same- You know what, never mind. I withdraw my motion.
You withdraw your motion? Okay, so is there a motion to approve 05?
So move with a comment.
Go ahead.
Just real quick, I know that we're trying to do away with, how it stated before, with competition for reading. How are we going to measure our reading in the schools now with everything that's going on as far as that goes? And that's something that I think I brought up last time, and it's something I think that being up here on the board, I want to see at least some type of improvement with our students, and that's just my question.
Yeah, so this program will show some reports, but what we're using district-wide is the iReady program, which is a state-approved program from CDE. And so that's what we've been using as a pre and a post diagnosis test. We started last year with it. And so we'll continue to use that program throughout.
That's 05. There's a motion for 05. Is there a second?
I withdrew my motion.
Yeah, but Mr. Alvarado made the
Okay,
motion.
you good.
I second.
Second by Ms. Magallanes. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
No,
Aye.
Aye.
All those are against?
no.
No. Motion passes 3-1. Voting in favor are Ms. Magallanes, Mr. Alvarado, and myself, Mr. Calderon. Voting against is Mr. Calderon Jr. That's 05. 06, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Grape City Incorporated for oral English acquisition curriculum.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Calderon Jr. Is there a second?
Second?
Second by Mr. Alvarado. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 4-0. 07, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Lexia for ELD software subscription for the 2021-2022 school year.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Calderon Jr. Is there a second?
Second?
Second by Mr. Alvarado. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 I have a comment.
Go ahead.
In the financial impact, the 120,000, where is that money coming from? It doesn't state, like,
ELD, should that be Title I?
Sites, Title I.
Okay.
thank you.
So again, voting for is Mr. Calderon, Mr. Calderon Jr., and Mr. Alvarado. Ms. Magallanes? Did
Yes.
you vote yes?
Yes.
Okay, yes, okay. So motion passes 4-0. That was 07. 08, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Character Counts for Cesar Chavez Elementary Teacher Training on social and emotional needs.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Calderon Jr. Is there a second?
Second?
Second by Mr. Alvarado. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 4-0. 09, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Car Rider Pro Automated Student Pickup System for Cesar Chavez Elementary for membership and installation.
So moved.
I have so moved. Second, but
Would
what is it?
comment?
Yeah, comment.
Okay, so motion by Mr. Alvarado, second with comments by Mr. Calderon Jr. Elisa, or Mr.
Right. So this is like a pilot. It's a pickup system. It's automated, so you have basically like a chip, if you want to call it, that matches with the student. So you have one that's in the vehicle picking up the student, and the other student, well, the student has the other one, so it'll match it. And if for whatever reason it doesn't match, then that isn't, you know.
Good,
Yeah.
very good. Then
Okay,
we're good.
thank you. Anybody else? Okay, so there's a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 4-0. That was 09, where we did 010. 011, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Picks Up Bite Solutions Incorporated for surveillance camera system at district office for new portables.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Alvarado, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Magallanes. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 4-0. O 12, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and I Think School Assemblies for student presentations.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Alvarado, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Calderon Jr. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 4-0. O 13, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Sun Landscape Incorporated to repair leak and irrigation systems at Calexico High School.
I have I motion to approve, but I have a question.
And
There's a
I'll
motion.
second, but I also had a question.
There's a motion and a second with comments and questions. Mr. Calderon Junior, go ahead.
Okay. How you doing, Mr. Ocampo?
Morning. Afternoon,
The
sorry.
first question I have is, where is this water leaking?
It is right behind the concession stand on the other side of the fence. We've been trying to locate it, and we can't find it, so we have to dig all the way in and try to look for it. That's why we went with the contractor.
So, okay, so is it under the new construction?
It's under the cement portion, the walkway that's right in back of the concession stand. So as you're walking in from the parking lot, the student parking lot, that's where it's at, right in back of that, like exactly on that gate.
So my next question is, don't we have warranty on these type of things?
That's not part of the new construction. That's
It's not?
It's underneath it's part of the old one, the old system.
So it's in back of the ticket concession stand, and as soon as you walk in?
No, not the ticket stand, the concession stand outside the Ward Field. It's on the other side of the fence.
On the parking lot area?
No, it's,
We have the entrance booth, we have the restrooms, and then we have the concession stands, and then the stands.
there's a gate right between the concession stand and the stand, and there's a gate right there. And
And-
it's between that gate and the softball field.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that new construction though? Wasn't that new done
Yeah.
within the last couple years?
But that is not part of, it's not under warranty anymore, and we have to dig it up, and I don't want to have my guys break the cement and then not be able to fix it right away.
They have to break the cement?
Yes, because we can't find the leak.
Because all that cement is new.
Well, the cement
Well,
is
it's within the
new,
last couple years.
the cement is new, but doesn't mean that that all that tubing is new, right?
It is not new.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ocampo. So there's a motion and a second for O13. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye, motion passes 4-0. O14, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Quench for drinking water dispensing services at district office.
So moved.
There's a motion by Mr. Alvarado. Is there a second?
I second with the comment.
There's a second by Ms. Magallanes with a comment.
Do we have this, contract with every school, or is it just for the district office? And I ask because, I was able to speak to some students and they were commenting that the water they have in the school is not good. They usually bring their water from home and don't like to drink it, the one from school. Go ahead.
Yes, and this is the new vendor. They used to be Pure Water, and they actually, this is a renewal agreement for all the offices district-wide. But this particular one is just for the district office.
Okay. And did we have the other one in the agenda, or is it gonna be coming up?
I don't know when the other ones,
So every school site, is in the liberty of choosing whatever provider they want to use, some use Sparklets, for example, but it's a decision that's made at a school site level.
Okay. And would it be just for the, office, or as well for the students?
but this one is just for the district office, this renewal.
The one you're mentioning?
So for the students, Danny, if I'm not mistaken, there's water dispensers throughout the site. And then whenever they contract for drinking water, it's for offices.
Ms. Calderon, can you come up to the mic, please? Thank you.
I also have a question about that, but go ahead, Ms. Calderon.
So every school site is in the liberty of choosing the provider they want to go with, and it would be for the administrative offices. For students, there's drinking fountains throughout the school sites for them. We don't contract out for students, only for office staff.
Correct. And with that said, great thing you guys both brought it up. With that said, Mr. Ocampo, I don't know if we could put it on for later on for another date.
Filters.
I would like to see, to get the water tested first and foremost, that our students are drinking, see what those results are once we get them back. And if they're not of, to the standards of our own employees that are drinking that water, then why are we allowing for that also to our students? With that said, if we need to buy some type of filtration systems or whatever, we do have ESSER's money. And I think that would be great, to try to install something for our students at that point.
So all the drinking fountains are closed right now. So we did install the water filters, and those have filtration systems on them.
Correct. With
Yes.
that said, do we know what type of water that's coming out of the filtration system? And are those being serviced regularly, the filtration systems?
Those, the first part is no, we don't know exactly what the quality is because we haven't tested it. And they are brand new, and we're servicing them as they keep breaking down or there's issues with them.
Yeah, and like I said, I think that's something that I think we need to bring up at a later date. If we could bring it up for discussion, possible action. That way we could see what type of water is coming out that our students are actually drinking.
Yes, all right, thank you.
Yeah, I think, no, go ahead, Mr. Ocampo. I think, yes, we'll have to bring it up as an item for the next board meeting, especially what's going on right now, and especially at the elementary level, the schools at the elementary level. So we'll bring it up at the next board meeting as an action item. So there's a motion. Is there a second? Mr. Calderon, did you make the motion, or who made the motion?
I second it.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 4-0. That was 014. 015, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Maria L. Rodriguez, independent consultant, to provide professional translation services between July 1, 2021 to June 30, 2024. There's a motion by Mr. Calderon Jr. Is there a second?
Second?
Second by Mr. Alvarado. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye, motion passes 4-0. 016, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Dude Solutions Incorporated for maintenance and inventory direct web-based program. This is what they use at the warehouse, right? Thank you.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Alvarado, second by Mr. Calderon Jr. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye, motion passes 4-0. 017, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Standard Electronics to provide instruction system at the district office, technology office, new relocatable and family resource center.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Alvarado, is there a second? Second by Mr. Calderon Jr. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 4-0. 018, agreement Calexico Unified School District and Pearson for professional development on that agreement. I guess I should read agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Pearson for professional development on that analysis.
So moved.
So, motion by Mr. Alvarado, second by Mr. Calderon Jr.
So do we have Ms. Yanez?
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Silvia Yanez, EL Coordinator. The TEL, it's a new ELD assessment that we're providing to all of our English language learners. And some of the training is going to our independent studies teachers and also to some of our administrators that were not able to receive the training last year.
So there was a motion, was there a second?
Yes, there was.
Okay, second, there was a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 4-0. 019, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Planet Bids to provide bid and pre-qualification management software services. Motion by Mr. Calderon Jr., is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Alvarado. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Magallanes?
Can we get more information on this? Is this new or this is recurring?
Yes, this is a software that we were looking for, and this will help us with all of our bidding packages or pre-qualified contracts. They also verify our vendors, and more than anything, it's to do everything electronically, because right now everything is hard copies, and right now we know, especially after COVID, this is just a great tool that we can have to support with our bidding packages.
It's pretty much a filter for contractors and bids?
I'm sorry?
It's pretty much a filter for contractors
Yes.
and bids?
It is.
Thank you.
So there's a motion and a second, and there are 2 votes on the floor already. But Mr. Calderon and Mr. Alvarado, Ms. Magallanes?
Aye.
Aye. Aye, Mr. Calderon, motion passes 4-0. 020, agreements for photography services for fiscal year 2021, 2022, and 2022, 2023 school years. 2 groupies of schools with separate agreements. Motion by Mr. Alvarado, is there a second? Second by Mr. Calderon Jr. with comments and questions.
The question I have, who is this company?
Companies.
So these are pre-approved vendors back in 2018, but everything, we stopped everything, after 18, 19. But, so we just need to have them in place for liability issues. We need to make sure that these vendors will be coming on site. So we need to make sure that all the sites had a,
And that was my question, because, we have local vendors too, which is good. Okay,
yes.
that's all I have.
Thank you.
So there's a motion. Was there a second?
Yes.
And a second? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye, motion passes 4-0. That was 020. We did 21, 22, 23. 024, provided participation agreement addendum, PPA, between Calexico Unified School District and Department of Health Care Services for participation in the Medicaid program. This is where they reimburse us for
Correct. we
qualifying
can-
services?
Exactly. We can
Thank
do the
you.
Medi-Cal
So
billing.
moved.
Motion by Mr. Alvarado, is there a second? Second by Mr. Calderon Jr. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 4-0. 025, application license and agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Diverse Network Associates for Catapult Emergency Management System.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Alvarado, second by Mr. Calderon Jr. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Mr. Alvarado, aye.
Aye.
Mr. Calderon? Aye. Ms. Magallanes?
Aye.
And myself, aye. Motion passes 4-0. We did 26, we did 27. 028, memorandum of understanding between Calexico Unified School District and Imperial Office of Education. It should read Imperial County Office of Education for professional development to site and district administrators and on implementation or English learner policy.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Alvarado, second by Mr. Calderon Jr. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 4-0. Memorandums of understanding between Calexico Unified School District and Clínicas de Salud del Pueblo Incorporated for WIC program for Calexico High School and Aurora High School.
So moved.
Motion by Mr.
I
Calderon
second.
Jr. Is there a second?
Yes. Second.
Second by Ms. Magallanes. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye, motion passes 4-0. 030, proclaiming Red Ribbon Week on October 23 to the 31st, 2021.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Calderon Jr., second by Mr. Alvarado. Is this a resolution or just, no? Okay, so all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 4-0. 030. 031, letter of intent to modify the hours of operations of the Calexico Eastland Port of Entry.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Alvarado, second by Mr. Calderon Jr. with comments.
I do have a comment. This has some grammar problems, so before we send it,
Mr. Gonzalez.
Absolutely. We would like to just have the board approve it, so we
Yes.
can send it pending those minor
Yes.
changes.
Okay, so there's a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 4-0. 032, approval of new course, integrated ELD course for Calexico High School.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Alvarado, second by Mr. Calderon Jr. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 4-0. 033, adoption of job description, safety coordinator.
So moved.
There's a motion by Mr. Alvarado, second by Mr. Calderon Jr. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Mr. Calderon? Aye. And myself, aye. Motion passes 4-0. That was 033. So, Mr. Gonzalez, since this is approved now, are we going to put it
Immediately, we'll post
online
it.
for,
Yeah, we'll
okay.
post it immediately.
thank you. That was 033. 034, teachers on special assignment for the 2021-2022 school years with teachers' consent. Motion by Mr. Calderon Jr., is there a second? Second by Mr. Alvarado. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye, motion passes 4-0. 035, first reading and waive second reading of revised board policy and administrative regulation 6142.7, physical education and activity.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Alvarado, second by Mr. Calderon Jr. Do we need to open it and close it, or is it just a first reading? That's it?
Just
Okay.
the first reading.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 4-0. 036, rejection of claim, Liliana Garcia versus Calexico Unified School District.
So moved.
There's a motion by Mr. Alvarado, second by Mr. Calderon Jr. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 4-0. 037, quarterly report on Williams Uniform Complaint, September 2021. Is there a motion? Motion by Mr. Calderon Jr., is there a second? Second by Mr. Alvarado. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye, motion passes 4-0. We did 38. 039, resolution regarding disposition of surplus asset, non-asset office furniture at English Language Learners Center.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mr. Calderon Jr., second by Mr. Alvarado. This is a resolution. Roll call, Ms. Magallanes.
Yes.
Mr. Alvarado.
Yes.
Mr. Calderon Jr. And myself, Mr. Calderon, yes. Resolution passes 4-0. We already did 040, 41, 042, and 043. At this point, we will, item P, we're going to reconvene to earlier closed session, and we will let the public know when we come back. Thank you.